Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. In today's video we're going to look at getting started with a Skaven in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, focusing on building a force around the Fleshmeld Menagerie battle formation. Today's video is sponsored by the Warhammer merch shop. Want to grab some merch for your favourite Warhammer army? You can use our affiliate link down below to grab your next purchase and help support the channel at the same time. And so to begin with, we're going to look at the Skaven Master Molder. This 5 health, 6+ save hero is the only clan molder hero we have access to. Now, its special rules are first of all Lord of Flesh Grafting, where you can pick a friendly molder unit whole within 13 inch and heal 3 the target unit. And you've also got Tyrannical Packmaster, which allows you to pick another friendly molder unit within the unit's combat range and add one to their charge rolls for the rest of the game. A couple of decent abilities backed up by the fact he's got an okay shooting attack with a lot of Rend 2 damage 1 shots coming out of him with the shooting combat ability, and his Arsenal mutation does have crit 2 hits, can potentially spike up a decent amount of damage, nothing too crazy, but probably goes into, a small unit or another character and does a bit of damage here and there. Moving on, we then have our rat ogors. I think it's going to form the bulk of our force. They are relatively cheap at 160 points for 3 of them. They do have the options of having 1 in 3 models armed with a warpfire gun, which is a 2d6 shooting combat weapon, 2+ to hit, 4+ to wound, Rend 2 damage 1. It's an okay ranged weapon, but in combat it is where they shine, with 5 attacks, 4s to hit, 3s to wound, and Rend 1 damage 2. Now you also get the Unleashed Warp Fury ability, which you can use during any combat phase and inflict D3 mortal wounds on your own unit of rat ogors, but then add one to their attacks characteristic of their melee weapons for the rest of the round, taking them up to 6 attacks each, which can be really nice. And last but not least, we have the Stormfiends. Now these are actually a clan molder and clan scryer dual creation, but you can take them in your molder units. So these are really interesting because they have a variety of different weapon options. Essentially 1 in 3 models is either armed with warpfire projectors or wind launchers, 1 in 3 either has the rattling cannons or grinder fists, and 1 in 3 either has doom flare gauntlets or shock gauntlets. So you can sort of pick on which ones you want here. What they do ranges greatly, where the rattling cannons put out 3d6 shots each. The wind launchers have some really nice long range, mixed with some good rend and damage d3, while the warpfire projectors are a shooting combat weapon with 2d6 shots. For combat wise, clubbing blows regardless are still a decent fighting profile at 3 attacks each, 4s to hit, 2s to wound, no rend damage 2, while your other more dedicated combat weapons get up to rend 2 and up to damage d3. And you can even get things like charge +1 damage on your doom flare gauntlets, or taking shock gauntlets. Each time you make a hit that scores a critical hit with them, you actually do d6 hits instead of 1. You also have the grinder fist, which will give you a grinder fist tunneling ability, which allows you to deploy off the board and come onto it and where you want to. Moving on to the monster for the force, and that is the Hell Pit Abomination. This is one of my personal favourite Skaven miniatures. It's got a random move of d6 plus 5 inches, 14 health and a 5+ save, and it's also got a bunch of other abilities to help it stay in the fight longer. It heals d6 at the end of every single turn, both yours and your opponent's, and it also can do some decent mortal damage to an enemy infantry unit once per turn during any combat phase. Pick an infantry unit in base-to-base contact with this unit, then roll a dice for each model in that target unit on a 5+. It is a mortal damage on that unit for each 5+. Too horrible to die means once this model actually gets slain, it could potentially get back up again as well. For its profile though, you do have the Gnashing Teeth and Flailing Fist with 13 attacks, 4s to hit, but then 2s to wound, Rend 2 damage 2, with the anti-infantry +1 Rend ability on them as well. This could be a really good thing to send into enemy infantry blocks. And so our battle formation today is the Flesh-meld Menagerie. This gives us a once per turn army ability we can use in the hero phase called Prize Creations, where we pick up to 3 friendly non-hero mold units to be the targets, roll a dice for each target and apply the corresponding result. So you can inflict d3 mold damage on your own target by, doing things wrong. You can give them +1 attack, or you can give them a 5-up ward in addition to the +1 attack from Rabid Infusion as well. And so our first regiment is led by our Master Molder, who will be our general. This model has taken the short-tempered heroic trait, which means you can add one to run and charge rolls for friendly Skaven units while the whole is within 13 inches of this unit. Pretty cool, considering we can also add +1 to charges if he's within combat range of them as well, so enough +2 to charge is always good. And then he's also got the Skaven Brew as his artifact of power, which can inflict D3 mortal damage on a unit to give them a +1 attack once per battle. Now, for his units, we then have a unit of Stormfiends, we then have our unit of Rat Ogres ×2, and we've also got the Hellpit Abomination. We hope this video was helpful in getting you started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and it was able to give you some ideas and inspiration to start your own force in the game. If you have any other questions at all, please comment down below, and while you're there, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and join our Discord server to check out all our future Warhammer Age of Sigmar content.